Get the mozzarella. Mi esposa? Definitely. High Guardian Spice Creator.
I've had a lot of people.
Apparently, budget can have budget can have an effect on writing. High Guardian Spice Creator just tried what?
Tagging me to this news. Thank you all for the tags. And I'll tell you right at the start, I certainly wasn't expecting that we'd be talking about High Guardian Spice again
Shows
in
the
the latter
video of
part
Retro
of
reacting
January
to the blue monkey
2022.
Pokemon
I mean,
with
heck, we were told
titties.
this thing was supposed to come out in 2019. And I just personally get so much amusement out of the fact that Crunchyroll in their trailer still says coming 2019 right there in the title. Oh man. But
Oh,
anyways,
that shit
we've
never
got
came
a lot
out?
of reading to do for this segment, so let's just get started. The reason we're talking about High Guardian Spice once again right now is because the creator, Ray Rodriguez, had a bit of things to say over on Twitter. And
Damn.
let's take a look at what those things are. From less than 24 hours ago, Ray says, High Guardian Spice had a very small budget. We were the first show of a non-union studio. If you're mad at the animation quality, it was the budget. BG art, budget. Writing, budget. We literally started storyboarding the first episode before the first script was finished. So, when we inevitably ran into problems, all productions do, we didn't have the time or money to slow down and fix them. We had to barrel forward and make do with what we had. People compare High Guardian Spice to anime because it's on Crunchyroll, but it isn't anime. It's a cartoon made with the same pipeline as any other American cartoon. I hesitated there because I just got to stop right now in the middle of reading this and just ask, like, why now? Why is this statement being made now? Anyways, continuing. Our budget was comparable to a Cartoon Network show, I believe that's what CN stands for there, which are usually 11 minutes long, are comedy-centered, and have much simpler backgrounds and characters. Really, the best show to compare High Guardian Spice to is Onyx Equinox, our sister show, and the only other show made at the same studio as High Guardian Spice. Onyx Equinox had the advantage of learning from mistakes made on High Guardian Spice and being union, but it was a lot of the same team and same pipeline. What we were trying to make was incredibly... I really have to read this? Oh my gosh, okay. What we were trying to make was incredibly ambitious for what we were working with, and we did the best we could, Maybe in another timeline, High Guardian Spice would have gotten the budget and schedule it needed to reach its full potential. And also in another timeline, maybe High Guardian Spice wouldn't have been roped into the culture wars from its first trailer and marked as bad years before it came out.
Damn.
Whose fault is that, by the way? But alas, this is the timeline we're in, and all I can do is shout about it on Twitter. Months later, I'll add. Instead of piling onto the High Guardian Spice's trash campaign, maybe think about what happened behind the scenes to make it that way. Pause, wait, is that Ray basically saying that High Guardian Spice is trash? Maybe that's a semantic argument. I don't want to make that argument.
Damn.
I'm just pointing it out. The way it's worded is a little bit funny, okay? Just saying. Continuing. Have empathy for the real human beings who did their best working on it, and think critically about who started this hate campaign in the first place. Look, I really did not even expect to be talking about this show again. So I'm just going to say, I don't think it's really fair to say that everything is like a hate campaign against the show. I've seen so much legitimate criticism against this show, which actually I'd say is by far the majority. And to just be like, oh, it's a hate campaign, doesn't really seem like a great take. Also, I'm trying to be fair here. Like, I totally get it. Look, if there was some issues behind the scenes with the budget and all that, okay. But ultimately, you're not the first studio to have budget constraints. I've seen plenty that have budget constraints turn out better products than what you had. Again, I'm trying to sympathize with the situation. However, what I just read really comes off like a lot of deflection, a lot of excuses. I think cutting back on some of that and saying something like, we still could have done a better job, and or we mismanaged some things. We could have managed things better, managed our resources better. Maybe also saying something like, we're all pretty inexperienced, but we've learned a lot, and we look forward to improving from here. I don't know. Just some suggestions.
TLDR
and heck,
chased
even
the
if
bag.
Ray would have left
The work he
statement
put in
the
was bad
exact
and he
same
had
way,
creator's
but added
remorse,
some of
but
the
continued
suggestions
working
that I
on the
just made,
project.
it doesn't have to
He
be
now
worded like
blames
that.
the lack
I
of the
just gave
bag
some
for the lack
examples
of the
off top of my head.
content.
Well, I think the statement overall...
You said, but he continued working on the project. He now blames the lack of the bag for the lack of the content. I mean, it kind of makes sense in a way. You said, Mans chased the bag. The work that he put in was bad, and he had creator's remorse, but continued working on the project. But now blames the lack of the bag for the lack of the content. Wait, I'm confused. He chased the bag. The work he put in was ass, but continued working on it, and now he blames the lack of the bag.
Would have still been a better statement and more positively received. I'll show you some of the negative reception to this statement in a moment, but first, let's take a look at some of the other comments. Starting with this one by Princess Kitten, because Ray has responded to it. So here's the comment. I'm not sure I understand. You're validating that the show had shortcomings because of its budget, but you don't want people to point out that it had shortcomings? Wouldn't pointing out the shortcomings caused by the lack of budget point out that you need a better budget? And Ray's response is, most people critiquing the show are blaming the team for not caring, for being untalented, being faux activists, being gay, trans, women, etc. They don't care about the budget and honestly don't care about the show. High Guardian Spice is just an easy target that fills their boxes for harassment. Oh man, you're really pulling that card? Like, Ray can say that all he wants. But from what I've seen, the great majority of people that dislike this show talk about things like you using a PNG bread and PNG lamp post in the show itself. Things like this story just being bad.
PNG bread? Ain't no way. You guys gotta send me like a screenshot of the show or something. He said PNG bread or PNG lamppost. Nah, you wildin'.
And yes, people also disliking the animation. I've barely seen anyone just hating this show because some of the team is gay, trans, woman, etc., as Ray claims. Furthermore, I've also seen gay people and trans people and women, guess what, also disliking High Guardian Spice.
Damn.
Here's some responses to that tweet by Ray. Blackstar Art says, not a single person I've seen criticize your show said it was bad because the creators were gay, trans, or woman. If I did see that, I'd be right with you calling that person a jerk. The problem most people have with High Guardian Spice is that it fails on pretty much every possible level. In fact, I've only ever seen people praise
Imagine Steven Universe, but gender and sexuality is key to solving everything.
That's what the show is? He said, imagine Steven Universe, but gender and sexuality is the key to solving everything. Oh, that show sound like some... Bro, they should have just aired that show on Tumblr. That's it, bro. That's some Tumblr shit. What in the fuck?
It was make a good show. People say that you don't care because that's better than you actually caring, but just being that spectacularly terrible at what you do. This might be a Jacko account now, says, nice strawman. And Recollection of Bubbles says, there is truth to this, but there is 10 legitimate criticisms about the show for every one hateful comment about it. There's just been so many disingenuous takes by people trying to defend this show that it's really rather absurd. So seeing this all from Ray now as well, I suppose it's not going to surprise anybody. For example, do you remember this embarrassing article titled Crunchyroll's newest anime gets review bombed by anti-LGBT plus trolls? And in their own example of the alleged anti-LGBT plus trolls review bombing the show,
nah, somebody gotta send me a link to the show. This man said nothing to do with, wait, he says, I'm new, and there was rage against it, so I just watched the first 3 episodes, so gave it a fighting chance, and there's no chance I would watch the 4th one. Nothing to do with anime. Tragic voiceover, tragic script, storyline. Oh wait, I seen it already on Netflix. There's absolutely nothing good about this series. It's not the anime. It doesn't look like an anime, feel like an anime. It wasn't basis on anything that was made in Japan. I'm pretty sure no one from Japan ever helped make it. The only reason that I can think that would make it be classified as an anime is a literal translation of anime being animation. If it was placed next to Japanese anime...
As someone that watched the first episode, the dialogue fits a early Nick Jr. show but make it quote-unquote progressive.
What? What? Damn. So this shit flopped.
Like, almost every
Tony
comment
said I
that
watched
they
episode
showed
3
was actually leveling fair criticism against the show. Furthermore, I can't believe the same article also wrote this. While the show originally faced tons of controversy when it was first announced, it was quite obvious that many people on the internet were incredibly excited for the show, with many users on Twitter and reviewers alike showing their support. And their evidence for this alleged massive amount of support for the show was literally just 3 tweets. One from Ray Rodriguez himself, another from Julia, who, if I recall, is a voice actor on the show.
That's bro, 900 likes, 2.3k likes. That's not a big ass. That's not a large group of people. 2.3k likes ain't shit. I'm gonna keep it a stack and a half with you. Like, if I was gonna make a TV show and I'm out here trying to push my TV show and I'm showing like pictures of it and I'm like, yo, I got animations of it, and that shit got like 1,000 likes, I'm like, damn, this shit finna flop. This shit finna flop. It's not reaching enough people. If people are genuinely interested into this shit would have had way more likes, way more impressions, way more retweets, all that type of shit. It would have gone viral. This isn't viral, bro.
And the third from this anime feminist website. So yeah, I just have to point out how the people that defend this show come off as extremely disingenuous, and they seem to love ignoring all the actual criticism that people have towards it. Going back to Ray's statement, and you guys are going to be utterly shocked to hear this next part, but you see this button in the corner. We're going to click it in a moment, and that's going to show us the tweets that are hidden. Hidden by Ray. You see, it looks like he's attempting to hide tweets that give negative reception to his statement. Let's take a look. Hidden replies. Well, first one here says, from Zorky, animation quality okay, background art fine, but writing does not need a bigger budget to be good. Heck, High Guardian Spice's writing is a disaster that can't be excused. What, do you need to hire a group of writers to figure out how normal people talk? Cool, doesn't change the fact that the whole situation was bad. High Guardian Spice isn't the only Crunchyroll original to have this problem, and maybe Crunchyroll shouldn't have tried to enter this space. There are a lot of shows with low budgets that are fine. Yours just sucked. Full stop, it's just a bad show, and should be used as a guide as to what to avoid and how to make something better.
Alright, here's the problem. I just realized YouTube Shorts is cool, but the video could only be 15 seconds. That's the one thing that's dookie about YouTube Shorts. Your videos could only be 15 seconds. I don't know why they did that on TikTok. I mean, not on TikTok, YouTube. That makes no sense to me.
You can't blame writing on budget, so you admit it's bad? It's also the fact that Crunchyroll notoriously lied about kicking back money earned to the original creators and pays their translators slave wages. So when they released a show of that poor quality, it was going to 100% get a bunch more criticism than it would have otherwise. I dare you to hide my reply because you can't handle any criticism of how abysmal the show was. So yeah, those were some of the responses that Ray Rodriguez hid. Guess he doesn't want people reading those ones. Oh well, a bit too late for us now, isn't it? Anyways, while I did not expect to talk about High Guardian Spice again, this was all rather amusing, so I hope you enjoyed this segment. As always, thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you there. And
this guy has a nice voice. I could listen to this motherfucker talk all day.
Last night, 2 hours straight like Rambo. I ain't come one time. I didn't pull.
What?
Fucking my girl last night, 2 hours straight like Rambo. I ain't come one time. I didn't pull out. I swear to God, I'm a fucking freak.
Man, you ain't no freak. Look, I eat ass.
Bro, I suck toes, eat ass, suck titties, lick ears, and lick eyeballs.
Look, man, I eat ass, suck toes, then I put my finger in the ass and take my finger out and suck on it like a newborn baby.
No.
I put hot sauce in my girl's booty hole, take a chicken wing, dunk it in the crack.
Oh, I'm about to throw up, bro. You ruined it. You're ruining it. You're ruining it.
Can we watch High Guardian Spice on Discord?
You wanna see? You wanna see it?
Retro finna suck his girl's teeth.
Ooh. You say that's nasty?
Eat it, hit it from the back, and suck her titties in her neck at the same time.
I make my girl squirt up in my cereal and use it as a substitution for milk.
My girl sit on my face, suck my...
He says squirt in my cereal and use it as a substitution for milk. That's pee, my guy.
My dick at the same time. I pass out from not being able to breathe. I wake up and there's cream all over my face.
I foot fuck my girl, take my foot out of pussy and make her suck my toes.
My girl's dog was in the room. I put the dog on the bed, stuck my thumb in the dog's ass, stuck my other thumb in my girl's ass, and fucked her for 4 hours straight. Beep boop bop boop. What?
Nah, bro. I would have just turned my... All they would have heard on my end is beep. Retro Manny is offline. I would have offline. That's disgusting.